This is the SkyWatcher Heritage 130, probably the most cost-effective beginner telescope on the market today that's actually designed for looking at space. Okay, so I've got the computerized version right here, but we're going to ignore these features for today. The Heritage 130 is a collapsible telescope and typically arrives out of the box like this. To set it up, what you need to do is loosen the mount, slide it up, loosen the clutch, tip it forward, and extend the tube all the way. The telescope comes with two eyepieces, a 25mm eyepiece and a 10mm eyepiece. For now, put the 10mm eyepiece away. You'll use this later when you want to zoom in on the moon or planets. We're going to put the 25mm eyepiece in the focusing assembly, and now we need to balance the telescope on the mount. To balance the telescope, we're going to release the clutch, loosen this knob that's holding the telescope in place, and slide it down until you found the spot where the telescope is perfectly in balance. Then tighten everything back up. It does have a lens cap. You'll want to remove that. Now we're going to check the collimation. That's the alignment of the primary and secondary mirrors. To do this, the telescope comes with a collimation cap. That's a little cap with a hole in it. To use this, remove the eyepiece and insert the cap. Then look through the hole. If the reflection of the primary mirror is centered in the secondary mirror, and the reflection of the secondary mirror is centered in the primary mirror, then the telescope is probably properly collimated. If the view looks like this or this, the mirrors require collimation. We'll cover that in a separate video. The next thing you want to do is make sure that the telescope and the finder are pointed at exactly the same spot. Now this is much easier to do during the day than at night using a distant object. I typically use this distant cell phone tower. You have to check this every time you set up the telescope, and I guarantee they didn't do this at the factory. To align the finder, first turn it on, return the 25mm eyepiece to the focuser. Center the telescope precisely on target. Now, while leaving the telescope alone, look at the finder, use the knob on the side to move the red dot left and right, and the knob on the bottom to move the red dot up and down. Then check to make sure that the finder and the telescope are pointed at exactly the same spot. Now, while you're doing that, you might also want to focus the telescope. Now, the Heritage 130 uses a helical focuser, which is kind of unique. It works by turning the focusing assembly along with the eyepiece to achieve focus. So with telescopes, you're constantly adjusting the focus to make the image as sharp as possible. You'll need to change the focus every time you switch eyepieces and typically every time you switch users as well. Now you're ready to use the telescope at night. I recommend starting on easy targets like the moon and any bright planets. To view the moon, simply center it in the finder and then move over the eyepiece. With the moon centered in the 25mm eyepiece, switch out the 25mm eyepiece for the 10mm eyepiece, which will give you a closer view. When you're ready to switch targets, remove the 10mm eyepiece, insert the 25mm eyepiece, and start the process again. To find deep sky objects like star clusters, galaxies, and nebula, you'll need a stargazing guidebook and a red flashlight. I recommend the Ultimate Beginner Stargazing Guidebook, which has 250 targets for beginners. You don't want to use a phone or an app to help you find deep sky objects, because the light from your phone will ruin your night vision. To find deep sky objects using a guidebook, simply place the finder exactly as shown in the book, and then switch over to the eyepiece and enjoy the view. I'm author and astronomer John Reed. Follow along for more stargazing tips.